What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Red and Gold Standard Podcast. My name is Zach Hernandez, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, Mike Andrews of Nothing But Niners. Our guy, Matt Llewellyn, is driving home, stuck in that Southern California traffic. He will be joining us as soon as he gets home. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We got a ton of news to talk about, a lot to get into. Before I toss it over to Mike, if you're watching on YouTube, do us a solid, hit like and subscribe. Hop in the chat. We want to hear your guys' thoughts. If you're watching on X, do us a solid, hit like and repost. Hop in the chat there. We can see your comments. There's a lot that's happened since the last time we sat down here in front of these mics and cameras together, so we got a lot to get into. Now they got that out of the way. Mike, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. Listen, we have so much to talk about, and I'm all excited for it, man. You know, this is injury season and all that stuff, and everyone's a little banged up. I'm a little banged up. I'm over here with my foot in like a brace. I got a foot injury myself, affecting my bowling and everything. So, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, I can't wait to break this all down. I'm excited to be in with you guys. And Matt will be joining us later on in the episode too. So you guys, I know you guys are looking for some of that heat that you guys have been following on X. I know you guys see it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Oh man, I am so hyped to get to this episode, man. Oh, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, definitely. So, why don't we start with the breaking news? Obviously, about an hour ago, maybe, news breaks that. Let me share the post here. Per Rap Sheet, reunion. Free agent wide receiver Deebo Samuel is back with the 49ers. Sources say former Commanders in San Francisco pass catcher returns where it all began. 1 year deal up to $7 million. Deal done by Tory Dandy of Athletes First. Mike, let's hear your initial thoughts on this.
All right, so you guys know that when Deebo was negotiating, he put a sour taste in my mouth, and I was completely over the Deebo Samuel experience. I didn't care that he got the deal done and all that. When he left and requested the trade, I was like, fine. Hit bricks. I'm watching the time. I can't say what I really said right now, but you know, blank off. Like I was over it, man. But it's kind of clear that the Niners need help in the wide receiver room. You know, you have story. Well, we'll get to that other stories later, but this is more comfort for the 49ers. I'm going to call it comfort. They're trying to run back that old 2023 vibe, I guess, with a couple of changes at the wide receiver room, but they're bringing the gang back, man. I mean, you got Deebo back here. You got freaking Bosa coming back this year. You got Dre Greenlaw back. So I don't know what to expect from Deebo. It's a 1 year deal up to $7 million. So we'll see what happens. But Deebo's back, man, and it can't hurt. It definitely can't hurt. So I mean, I'm in to see how it goes, man. I'm in. I'm almost tempted to say I like it, but we got to see.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, this news is brought to you by the other news that we haven't gotten into yet with Ricky Pearsall possibly missing the entire season. But I like the signing as it is. I do like it. I'll go as far as to say I do like it because I think that he is motivated. I follow him on Instagram. I never unfollowed him. Seems like he's in arguably the best shape he's ever been in. Definitely in better shape than the last time he was with the 49ers. He was productive last year. If my memory serves correct, I want to say he had about 700 total yards and 5 to 7 touchdowns.
7 touchdowns, I believe.
7 touchdowns. Thank you. So, you're telling me the 49ers couldn't use that? Like, I think they could, and that was on a worse wide receiver group in Washington. All they had is Terry McLaurin. So I think that this is a good addition for the 49ers. And I saw people that were like, oh, what the hell? Like, Kyle's going to get lost in the sauce. Kyle's going to be only focusing on how to get That's not the case here. They're not bringing Deebo back to be wide receiver 1. Deebo's coming back to compete for the third. He's competing with Demarcus Robinson, with Stribling, maybe even Watkins and Cowing. You know, it's like a 1 year set up to 7 million. That's agent speak, by the way. When the details come out, it's probably going to be closer to what, 4 or 5 maybe in reality. That doesn't scream to me, please come on over. We want you to be our number one receiver. That says to me, we need veteran help, and we are familiar with you. You're familiar with us. You're out there. Why don't you just come home? And it reminds me at a higher level of what happened with Kendrick Bourne last year. Injuries happened, players got hurt. Kendrick Bourne just happened to be sitting out there in free agency, and the Niners brought him in. And he had a hell of a start to the season, and then when Purdy came in, he either couldn't trust him to be where he needed him to be, or wasn't that chemistry, so he stopped throwing to him. But boy, Mac Jones found him early and often. So I'm excited to see Purdy has that chemistry with Deebo Samuel. I just think this is all around a good move for the Niners.
Yeah, I think when Debo initially left, well, it started with the whole requesting a trade thing, and I always hate when players do that. Like trying to get out of where you are always rubs me the wrong way. But if the team was moving in a different direction, and at that time that's what they were doing, they wanted to open up the offense a little bit more. Debo wasn't known for his route running abilities or anything like that. It was kind of like gadget, gimmicky type stuff, and I think that's what fans are afraid of right now. But you're saying that he looks like he's in better shape now. What is that based off of his IG? Like he's training and stuff, or
correct?
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think I follow many active current players. So, my timeline is full of like old guys. Like, what was the guy's name? What was his name? Anyways, my IG is a bunch of other guys. It's not the current team. So I have no idea what he looks like.
I still follow. I don't even know if he actually played a snap for the 49ers. Darnell Dockett. You remember Darnell Dockett?
I do. I got into an argument with him once.
Did you really? Longtime Cardinal. I think we signed him at the end of his career, but I don't know if he ever actually played.
He didn't. And that's what we actually got to an argument about. I was saying like this guy, like everyone's like just assuming he's going to come in here and play. I was like, he's got to compete for the team. Like, and what I saw, he didn't look good. And like, he blasted me on social media. He saw the X post, he blasted me, and then he didn't make the team, and people were like, Mike, get him. I was like, no, because I didn't know that he wasn't going to make the team. I was just saying that I don't see what he was
right
during the preseason and all that. So it wasn't one of those things. But it's funny that you follow him. I follow guys still like Quentin Dial.
That's not the Quentin we're talking about.
No. But there's who the heck? What was the guy's name? I'm gonna figure it out because I still follow him. Hold on, let me see what his name is. Demontre Moore. That's what his name is. Demontre Moore.
That doesn't even.
I still follow him on. I know.
Demontre Moore.
Yeah. Yep, that's guys like that I find. Like these are guys that you guys are gonna be like, who the hell is that? Like, what are you talking about? So, but it is what it is. I think I am glad that Debo's back. You said something right before we hit start about Debo. What was it you said? Like,
sorry,
something
if
about
I look,
like
distracted. I'm trying to figure out why my phone's not charging. I thought that I also was rubbed the wrong way by the way Deebo Samuel handled his contract negotiations, and I was, kind of annoyed with him and out on him at that time. But just since we've seen how Brandon Ayuk has dealt with everything over the past year, I view him in a completely different light. He is like the angel child now that never did anything wrong. And I said this to the guys a couple of weeks ago. It's like, who would have thought that we'd be sitting here and a year or two removed from Deebo Samuel, a couple of years removed from his contract negotiation fiasco, and thinking, wow, he is like the mature, insane one and more professional out of him and Brandon Ayuk. Like Brandon Ayuk looks like we should probably call in a wellness check with the police. Genuinely. And Deebo Samuel, he had a productive season with, by the way, the Washington Commanders, the one team that BA wants to go and fan for. Played with Jay Daniels, had a productive year. It's insane the juxtaposition as to what how things were a couple of years ago. We all sat on this podcast back in 2023 saying, hey, the Niners, if they have to make a decision out of who to keep, we all agreed it was Ayuk. Now, if we're talking about just performance, maybe that argument is still correct. However, a lot more goes into it, and he definitely is the better of the two. So it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's what it was. You said, like, in comparison to the two, like Debo's an angel, and I think that's gonna help, like, my animosity or whatever. And it all stemmed from that cowboy picture. It's etched into my memory, like it's in my heart, is because of my complete
Remind me
hate.
what that was.
So during the negotiations, someone did like the jersey swap pic of him in a Cowboys picture, and like he liked it and reposted it. And I was like, oh, you want to be a Cowboy? Fuck you then. Now we're past the 8 minutes. Fuck you then. Like, that's how I felt. And it was, I said it to people. I said, I'm never going to cheer for him. If he makes a good play, good job for the Niners, but I'm never cheering for him again. Like, none of that stuff. So I'm happy to say that once you said that, you know, like in comparison, I'm like, you know what? You are absolutely right. And we're going to talk about Ayuk a little bit because of a post that he did when we get to some other topics. I am going to bring that up, but yeah, Debo, welcome back, Debo Samuel. And I think that deserves a round of applause because we need it. So thank you, Debo, for being available and coming back and helping out the Niners. You know, this is, you scratch our back, we can scratch yours, and this was good. He was sitting on a bench. I can't believe other teams weren't in on him. Honestly, I'm going to be completely honest. I can't believe other teams were in on him, and it says something about guys like a Greenlaw who has plenty of talent, guys like Debo who has plenty of talent, and that they want to come back, that they want to come back. So, you know, it's winning me over. I'm feeling better just since we started the show. 13 minutes in, and I feel significantly better than when we started. So. Welcome back, Debo, and all of you people who went out there and bought his jerseys when they were on clearance, and there were still some of those 19s floating around out there. It looks like he's going to be wearing 19 again. What does that say for Cowing? Is Cowing even going to make the roster now? I mean, it's so much you can get into. I don't know how you want to do this, but I'm happy that Debo is back. So forget it. I'll say it. I'm happy he's back.
Yeah, I'm happy with it, man. It brings that camaraderie, that vibe back. Dre Greenlaw's back, like you said. Now Debo Samuel's back. Maybe we should go and find Jake Moody. I'm just kidding. Let's not get the full band back together, all right? I'm happy with just these guys.
Excuse me, bitch.
And I guess, like I said, the expectations aren't there. You know, they didn't pay him a ton of money. He's not coming off of, you know, a down year for the 49ers. Like, it's literally, hey, just come in and we need you. You're familiar. Let's just work together. Should we talk about why the 49ers need Debo Samuel, Mike?
I'm looking at the time. I think it's a little too early for that.
Then let's talk about Brandon Ayuk. You want to talk about Brandon Ayuk?
So the issue is that, see, we're waiting for the accident thing too. There's two things I really want to wait for Matt for. It's the accident, and then it's Ricky Pearsall's injury. Those are the two things I want Matt to touch on. And if we have to, we can just revisit it because he's probably not going to be here for another half hour or so. So look, this is what happened. We know about the Kyle Shanahan accident and all that, but it's the post that Brandon Ayuk shared on his Instagram stories, and it is as low as you could possibly go.
I'm trying to find it while you're here.
So you know, it's just, to me, it's fuck Ayuk now. Like, making fun of something so serious is terrible to me.
So he posted, you can't win the race if you crash out. Keep your head up and stay in your own lane. You're going to win.
So, first of all, go back to the first one.
Where am I?
The crash out thing. Like, does he realize that he's the one that crashed out? He's been crashing out on social media for 8 months now. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? Is that really what you're going to say? And then so Kyle comes in and he wants to clear the young lady's name and says, you know, look, I was the cause of the accident. I reached for my phone. I swerved into the other lane. I looked down and crashed. So to keep your head up when Kyle looked down to pick up his phone, stay in your own lane. He went over the line, and then you go and win. Like, I noticed that you go and win is extra. Like, it's almost like he wrote, keep your head up, stay in your own lane, and then was like, you go and win. Like, let me try to, change it up a little bit. Fuck you, Brandon Ayuk, officially. And now, if I'm the Niners, I'm definitely not cutting his bum ass.
Yes.
I'm definitely not cutting him now. There's not a chance in hell I am releasing you and giving you an opportunity to sign with anybody, anywhere. I own you. And as a black man, I shouldn't be saying that, but fuck that. Own his ass. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I like so much about what the 49ers are doing right now. I think that Dre Greenlaw is going to be an enforcer on defense. I think Debo is going to be an enforcer on the offensive side of the ball. He's the toughest wide receiver that we're going to have out there. I'm talking about physicality. We don't have Jennings anymore. It's going to go to him. So Ayuk, I don't need to see shit from him anymore. Fuck him. You can kick rocks, bro. I don't care.
We got a super chat from Sean, member for 23 months.
Thank you very much. Here we go.
He says, I've been a member longer, LOL. Blessings, guys. Debo, really? We are here? Might as well get Trent Taylor. At least Debo knows all the cooks in restaurants. Can we call the season now? Much love. You're viewing this in an entirely different light than we are, Sean.
No, I mean, look, Sean is letting that vitriol ride. And I'm telling you, as much as I wanted to be there, I'm just thinking I'm being selfish. Guys, you guys see it. These stuff on my wall. This is like literally a lifestyle for me. I'm talking bumper stickers. I'm talking clothing. I'm talking tattoos. So I'm all about the team. Debo is coming back to help the team. So I am not going to give him shit right now. I'm not going to do it right now. But I do want to say something while Sean's comment is there. If you guys go to my description, Sean and his family are going through something, and his GoFundMe link is in the description, guys. I'm not going to delve too much into it. The details are in there if you click it and read it. If you guys can send anything, every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. And if you can't send anything, share it to your social medias for us, please. We really, really appreciate it. Sean is a long time supporter of us here at Nothing But Niners and 49ers Hive, the 49ers community and as a whole. So please make sure you guys go and check out that in the link. In the next show, I'm going to have a different GoFundMe for another 49er family member of ours that needs our support. So guys, please go check that out in the description on the Nothing But Niners channel. All right. But yeah,
just put
Sean,
it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Awesome. That is awesome. Thank you for doing that. Sean, I want you to know, based off of what I just heard from my man, Zach, Debo's in shape. No more sandwiches, baby. He's eating what is it? Cucumber salad sandwiches with the crust cut off, man. Like he's in shape, man. So I'm excited for it. Oh, is this it? Here we go. Let me see what he's doing.
This is from a week ago.
He's not doing anything.
Bro, like,
see, there's that one.
I like it. Come on. Like this is yeah, no music. There we go. You're gonna blank that out real quick. But and see, this is what I like, right? You wanna get a job somewhere, show yourself doing exercises, not playing catch with trees, Ayuk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not buying a new car, Ayuk. Not your luggage or the pile of money you dumped in your closet. What the fuck was that about? Right? Show you working out. Show you cutting and running. Show people that you're ready. No one's gonna sign you, and the most you've shown since your injury a year and a half, 2 years ago, is your Louis Vuitton luggage. That's not going to get you signed, you fucking moron. So, let's get it.
There was a part of this video that it didn't show. There we go. Pull-ups.
Oh.
Pull-ups aren't easy for a fat boy to do, so you know he's not
They're
fat.
not. Yeah, man. Let's go, man. 19 problems back in the building, man. Let's go. Let's go. And it looks like he changed his IG name because it used to be 19 problems. When did he do the one Debo Senior thing? And now he's got to put it back to 19 problems, bro. Come on, man. Put it back. Let's go. Let's restore the vibes, man. Let's go. Let's get it.
And he's clearly happy to be back. He posted an hour ago, 19 back. Fingers crossed, heart emoji.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like it. And see, he's got the little one, man. Like this, I said this before, that guys like go through this maturation process once they have a child. Their mentality changes. And so I'm looking forward to it, man. I want to see it. Let's go. Sean said he was curling drumstick. All right, Sean.
Black Air Forces.
Yeah, but see, do you know what that means? I'm asking you. He's ready to kill shit, bro. Yes. Let's go, man. I'm getting hype. Yeah. I'm getting hype over here. Let's go, man. I'm dropping a bomb on it. Let's go. Yes.
Said Fauci was BA surgeon and Slick Rick surgeon.
I plead the fifth. My people sent me a clip, and it was like an AI thing, but it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. It was him like just saying fifth over and over.
Did you see Vic Fangio saying that today?
No. Are you serious?
Yeah, they were asking Vic Fangio questions, and he was like, "Could I plead the fifth like Fauci?" You guys see that?
Oh
that
my
was
God.
Crazy. Crazy, man.
They said he did it 111 times, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are you even there for then? Oh, man.
We got a super chat from our guy Scott WD. Devo is your go ahead. Debo is your older bro who may have lost a step but still don't take shit from no one when it comes to fam, and this team is his fam. Well said.
Yeah,
well said, Scott.
That was something that a couple of weeks ago there was a clip going around about Debo talking. He was like, I don't have any bad blood with the 49ers. I love and appreciate everything Kyle and John did for me in my career, blah, blah, blah. And he was kind of talking about how I didn't leave on bad terms, despite what people think. And when he said that, even then, I thought about like the way he left. He didn't go out and like trash a team. Like, I'm happy to be away from those guys or anything like that.
Him.
So, yeah, right. So
you
know,
wrote
I was
that
like,
article.
you know what?
Do you remember the article?
Yeah. Yep. So I was like, you know what, man? He did do it the right way. I hate that he requested the trade, but business is business. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm happy about it. I am.
Yep. Cue up the tears. Where are my tissues?
Oh no, that's for the end of the season, guys. We're gonna cry together as a family at the end of the season. I'm telling y'all, I'm feeling something, but that's a long ways away from here. My bad.
I see our guy Matt is in the back room. Matt, give us a thumbs up if you're good to come in.
Let's get it. We can get to the shit that we need to get to. Wait, we got another super chat here. This one is from Sean here. What do I do for the second one? Oh, the party horns. He says here. He's been curling them drumsticks. Look at the biceps. He's hating. Keep that Debo hate, Sean. I'm gonna need it later on, man. I'm gonna need it as the season goes on, man.
Matt, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Sorry I'm late. Fucking big round of golf at a place that was supposed to be really nice, and then the conditions were kind of dog shit, to be honest.
That sucks.
Yeah,
it's all good,
but it's what it is.
Welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, happy to have you.
A bad day of golf is better than a great day at work, so I'll just say that.
Hell yeah. People were yelling at us, wait to this. Don't discuss this topic without Matt. Don't discuss that topic without Matt. So we didn't touch on any of the ones that they want to hear from you for.
Okay. What'd you guys say? Just Debo Samuel stuff?
Pretty much, yeah. And
I mean, let it wash over you. I feel like, Zach, you were there. I called this shit months ago that he was going to come back. Yep.
I think you said it on the show, yeah.
It made too much sense. Like, he's cheap. Like, $7 million is cheap. So, especially unfortunately with another Ricky Pearsall injury. I don't know. I'm out. Best ability is availability. Ricky Pearsall, just another name in a long line of 49ers draft picks that didn't work out. So
how explain to we got one more super chat here from Sean. I'll play a bomb on that one really quick. It says, excuse me. 19 blessings, but a route tree ain't one. I'm bad. Yes, keep that hate coming, man. Thank you for the super chats and everything, Sean. We do appreciate it. But we got to get to this Ricky Pearsall thing that that Matt was just talking about. How serious is a PCL injury, and the fact that he may now need surgery, like after all this time? Like, what the hell's going on?
If he needs surgery, he's going to be out the entire season. And returns on a PCL surgery typically aren't great. Like it's like a I don't know. It probably helped, but who knows how much it'll help. It's just not good. And everybody's going to troll him for the videos of him dancing and doing all the stuff in the off season. He was running, and people said weeks ago with the sleeve and everything like that. You just don't know until you really get intense in like an NFL practice. Just everything else in the knee is going to be lax. So it's a possibility they might try conservative with the brace. In my opinion, if you are going to need surgery, just get the surgery. But either way, it's not good. The fact that it's still bothering him at this point is not great. Now,
if I remember correctly, Christian McCaffrey had the same injury in 2024.
Yeah.
And he...
Again, that's two different people in two different situations. You know what I mean? Like, you could have the same injury in two different players. They're going to heal two different ways. So looks like Christian McCaffrey's went like they expected it to, and Ricky Pearsall's did not. Now, the difference was that Christian McCaffrey, when he injured the PCL, just stopped playing. Ricky Pearsall was in, then he was out. Then he was in, then he was out. Then he was in, then he was out. And like, who knows if there was residual damage that he did while he was trying to do that. They probably should have just pulled the plug on him right off the rip. When I
haven't heard that Ricky went to Germany to get the special nano treatments
PRP
or whatever the hell. Yeah. So do you think something like that would help him out, Matt?
Potentially. The science is like questionable at best on that kind of stuff. And I think Christian McCaffrey went there more for his Achilles tendons than he did for the PCL. That was for the Achilles tightness. I don't remember it for the PCL, but who knows? It just seemed Christian McCaffrey stopped playing after the PCL injury against Buffalo, though. Like they just shut him down for the rest of the season. So I think that Pearsall trying to go and then not going and stuff, while I guess commendable for trying to tough it out, at the same time, he might have kind of put himself behind the eight ball. It's just amazing to me that somebody who made it through college without missing any games is now like this injury prone player. So
okay. You used the phrase right there, injury prone. Is that what we're going to call this? Because it's just one lingering injury, right?
Well, but he also had the shoulder injury in his rookie prior to getting shot. He had the shoulder injury, right? And then he had a hamstring for a little bit. He had a calf for a little bit. Now he has the knee. The knee is lingering. At this point, it's just kind of like your best ability is your availability, right? It's the same thing that we got going on with Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk on the first day of camp is like calf injury, and you're just like, yeah, that's kind of what I thought out of Christian Kirk. That's what I expected. So when you look at Christian Kirk and you look at Ricky Pearsall, is it any wonder? And I know a lot of people are like, why don't they just bring back Deebo Samuel? They're trying out these other guys. So it's like, they always were going to bring back Deebo Samuel. These guys are just like, honestly, for Curtis Rourke to get some work,
Is that what the corresponding move was?
They tried out like 3 different guys.
Yeah, Dwayne Eskridge and 2 other receivers yesterday.
But obviously they didn't sign any of them. They were just there. But it was like Curtis Rourke throwing them the ball, right? That's just to get him some throws, mainly. Because you don't try out those 3 guys today and then bring Deebo back on a 1-year deal without having Deebo in the pocket already. Like they've been talking to Deebo for a minute.
For sure.
This is not a new thing. And I think part of that was sealed when a lot of the players were going to bat for Deebo. Like, hey, he looks good. Like, bring him back. Like, all this shit. Like, George was saying it. Pearsall was saying it. So we'll see. I know that on top of the Pearsall injury, on top of the Kirk injury, I know that Jacob Cowing was looking a little bit shaky in the first couple days. I think they just looked at their wide receiver room and they're like, shit, dude, we don't want Juwan Jennings, a situation where Juwan Jennings and Demarcus Robinson are wide receiver 1 and 2.
Again.
And I look at it and it's like Mike Evans is clearly wide receiver 1. As long as Mike Evans is healthy, he's going to be wide receiver 1. I mean, you can't argue with that pedigree. He's got like nearly 11,000 yards receiving. Like he's a future Hall of Famer, whatever. He's like the guy. And apparently he's been cooking people. Like he cooked Diamador Lenore day one in camp. So like, okay, fine. And then Stribling to me, just the highlights that I've seen, and I know it's just highlights against air. The one thing that I like that translates, whether it's air or not, is the fact that he goes up and attacks the ball with his hands. I love that about him. I think Stribling might be like a dude. And if you have Evans and Stribling 1 and 2, and then you have Deebo Samuel running his little gadget plays and shit, or like his little slot work, his little slants underneath or whatever, and then you get something out of like Jordan Watkins or Demarcus Robinson or Jacob Cowing as a fourth wide receiver, that you're shaping up fine. Because Chris McCaffrey is going to get like 100 fucking catches too. So, you got plenty to go around. It's not going to be a situation where Juwan Jennings is your top guy and he almost has 1,000 yards, right? Which obviously is just a credit to Kyle Shanahan. But yeah, like bringing Deebo back made too much sense. And like, I know there are people on both sides of the fence, and I know I've shit talked Deebo or whatever, but I'm not going to shit talk Deebo on a 1 year, $7 million deal. Like, come on back. You're going to be better than a lot of what you can find. So if he comes in with his head right and he comes in head down and whatever else, he saw what the grass was on the other side. He figured out that it wasn't greener. He who shall not be named is the only person who apparently thinks the 49ers are a shit organization, because everybody else has who has left has come back. We talk about, Deebo Samuel. Okay. You got Dre Greenlaw. They outright cut Kyle Juszczyk, and he was like, nah, I don't want to go over there. I'm just going to come back for less money. You know what I mean? Trent Taylor left, came back. A lot of these guys leaving, coming back. You've seen it multiple times. So there's something in the culture here that people want to come back and play. It's just the one fucking guy. And there's people still carrying water for that dude, thinking that it's not him. It's him. It's him. But, be that as it may, I'd rather have Deebo Samuel as an option on this team than going to bat with unproven guys. Or again, no shade to Demarcus Robinson, but he's done less in his career than Deebo Samuel has. So like,
yeah,
if we're getting 85% of what Deebo was in his best season, that's going to be better than what 100% of Demarcus Robinson is, in my opinion.
Let's get it, man. I really do like it.
Yeah, I brought up McCaffrey in 2024 because people, and myself included, were saying, why not get the surgery for Ricky in January when the season ended if they felt they were going to need it? But based on the timeline that I've seen floating around, 9 to 12 months, sounds like the 49ers logic was, let's let it have a chance to heal naturally, which has happened previously. And if you need it, then at least we gave it a shot. You're going to miss the season, versus if we get it right now, you're going to miss the season anyway. So we might as well just let it try and heal naturally, and then go approach in July, August, and see what's up from there.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, Ricky Pearsall in the offseason could very well have told the 49ers, like, no, I feel pretty good. Like, no problem or whatever. And then you get in camp, and again, it's different, like staying in shape and then doing like a football practice, right? Like even when you're out there running routes, like they were showing him running routes and stuff. That's at Ricky Pearsall's pace. That's not at like the 49ers pace. And there's a reason why guys can work out all off season and not get an injury. And then they show up to an NFL camp and it's like, shit, I just pulled my hamstring. You know what I mean? There are different levels to it. There's different intensity, different expectation, different cadence that are going to cause you to get in trouble with that. So I think that once he got into an NFL training camp and just the overall, just not just the speed of the reps, but the amount of reps and the intensity of the reps cause that knee to swell up and really be a problem that it wasn't otherwise.
And I think we should make it clear. It's not like he tore something again or whatever. I think that he came in and they were like, we are going to monitor this extremely close. Look, if you can't go, we've got you for 2 or 3 more years, right? We're going to figure this out right now. And then 2 more years? Yeah.
No way in hell to pick it up that 5th year at this rate.
But but that's if they wanted to, they could. So let's shut you down for 1 of those years. Let's get you the surgery and everything that you need and get the recovery. I think that he came in and they were like, we are monitoring the shit out of that knee, and any type of sign,
little swelling,
Right. It's not like you got to re-tear something. We're going to say, all right, we're going to shut you down. No, if it just is flaring up on you faster than what we think it should be, we're just going to shut you down and get this taken care of. We'll bring Debo in and you relax and you'll be back next year. We'll worry about that. We'll be okay. And I think that was what happened. I don't think it was a serious injury. You don't hear about him being carted off or anything like that.
No.
It was none of that. It was none of that. People were there and watching him. Yeah, it was just something that happened in the locker room after practice. All right, guys, let's go ahead and make this decision. Let's stop prolonging this and go ahead and get it taken care of.
Yeah. And that's not to say that when he gets imaging done, they don't find something ancillary that they didn't see before, because that was one of the things that was being talked about amongst some of the doctors that follow the 49ers and stuff like that, is that like there's some laxity sometimes with the PCL that you'll actually end up finding a different injury along with it that maybe you didn't see at first. So it's not necessarily just the PCL. A lot of it is that there's like laxity in the knee. And so there's potential that they could find some style of like brace that will allow him to like brace that knee enough to where you're not having some of that tibial shift that's going to cause some of that, swelling and irritation to the knee. So it's not necessarily surgery, but at this point, because it is related to that PCL injury, they have to at least put it on the table.
Which is what Mayoko came out and said. I have the post here. When it was initially reported, he was dealing with knee swelling yesterday. Wide receiver Ricky Pearsall has knee swelling at the 49ers say is related to the PCL injury he had last season. He is being evaluated. He is not practicing today. And then he quoted that saying, the 49ers have concern about Ricky Pearsall's condition. The knee plagued him for a long period of time last season. And today he was on KNBR, and I could just play the clip here.
Ligament is an injury that oftentimes heals on its own. And that was the expectation last year. He injured that thing, came back, kind of re-aggravated it, and just he had a difficult time shaking that. Well, the idea was, or the thought would be, that it would heal on its own through the off season. And it doesn't appear as if that has happened. After the first 2 days of training camp, which he ran all the routes, he wasn't limited in any fashion. He experienced swelling in that knee, and now it's kind of back to the drawing board. So, if surgery is required, he's going to miss the season. He's going to miss the entire season. And I know, even looking at it objectively, you're like, gosh, this happened the second day of training camp where the swelling became so bad that they have to back him off and kind of seek medical advice and determine what they're going to do. The idea and the reason the 49ers didn't, kind of push the envelope and have him experience the surgery earlier in the offseason is because the expectation was that it could heal on its own. And if they had decided to have the surgery, say in February or March or whenever, you're not giving it the full time to recover on its own, but also you're probably going to miss the season anyway. So I think that they made a calculated attempt to hope, I guess, that thing would heal on its own like it often does. And once it didn't, or it hasn't, now it's time for the 49ers and Ricky Pearsall to decide what they want to do, because now, I guess, if you have that surgery, you got to look ahead. This is his third year in the NFL. If they wait and wait and wait and try to play through it, then maybe the surgery is required, and maybe that cuts into his 2027 season. So at this point, I think it's reasonable, rational, logical for the 49ers to not expect Ricky Pearsall to make any contribution in 2026. And so it really kind of amplifies how important it was for the team to select Dejon Stribling where they did with the 33rd overall pick. A pick at the time, I think a lot of people thought was kind of a luxury pick, but now it's looking more and more like a necessity.
I want to piggyback on that really quick. There was two things that he said there. That they were considering the surgery earlier in January or February and all that. I want to remind people before we start killing the Niners and why they let them keep coming back and all that. The Niners were in a playoff window. Like they had secured a playoff spot in week like 14 or 15. right? It was all about seeding. And then if we can get to the postseason, it's all hands on deck because we got to put it all out there and see just how far we can get. Maybe we can get lucky. We were beat up. We all know that. But we were still in the postseason. So you got to go out there and put your best foot effort, your best foot forward. So they needed him. That's reason one you don't shut him down during the season last year. Then what Matt said right there, I mean, I'm sorry, Matt. Yeah, it is Matt Mayoko. What he said at the very end was surgery in January, February. Well, now you're showing your hand once you get to the draft. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All these reports came out after they selected Stribling at 33. He was high on a lot of people's boards. There were a couple of teams that had him as the best receiver, but they weren't. That wasn't their biggest need and all that stuff, right? All those stories came out after the Niners selected him, and I'm like, was that real? Was that not real? Whatever. But here's the thing: had the Niners had Ricky Pearsall go get that surgery early, knowing what was going on with Ayuk, everyone's going to know they're going to get a wide receiver here, and so there's a chance that you don't get the guy that you want. So you get a replacement. Pearsall 6'1". You got Stribling coming in. He's 6'2". Both are respectable in what they do and bring to the game. So I think that they handled it the right way. Believe it or not, I think they made a franchise decision, not necessarily the individual decision. I think they did what was best for the 49ers. So I'm not going to kill them for how they handled the situation at all.
Yeah, I mean, also, I can't disagree with the logic. It's like I think surgery most cases is like worst case scenario, right? It's like you want to try and avoid it. If something's going to heal on its own, I think the three of us thought surely the 6 months of an off season would be enough for it to heal on its own. Why not allow time to take its course and just allow it to heal? We'll come back next season and hopefully it'll be good to go. Mike, I think you made a good point where it's like they could be monitoring this from a point of any little thing we want to be extremely cautious over. And like it was initially reported, knee swelling. It's not like it buckled and he fell and, he had to it's just some swelling and they're being very, very cautious over it. I just think that the 49ers are in a good spot with or without him. Obviously, you'd like to have him. He's a hell of a talent. He could be competing for the number one spot on this team when healthy. But I think they've set themselves up to where they have enough insurance. If he can't go, they'll be okay. Like they will find a way to keep the offense running, especially with the acquisition of Mike Evans, drafting DeJon Stribling, who by all reports appears to be a dude, So I just think that if you got to get it, you got to get it. And hopefully, but the thing that scares me is Matt saying that surgery is kind of meh. Even then, it's not, great return. So that does worry me, unfortunately.
But this is millionaire surgery, right? This isn't like us going through that. This is, I mean, the advances in the way they do these surgeries now. I mean, we say it every time there's a serious, we feared ACL surgeries just a decade ago. You know what I mean? And so people are coming back in 8 months, so it's not this. I'm not saying it's not the same. I'm not the medical expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I like that they monitored it and said, all right, we can do it now and just see what happens. Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what you got to go with. Again, I don't disagree with them taking the conservative approach. Again, it worked with Christian McCaffrey. It works with most athletes. It just didn't in this case. And it's unfortunate, right? Especially because of the player that it's happening to. And he's kind of building a rep for, his body failing him and everything like that. And, when he's healthy, the most disappointing part is he's not a shitty player. Right. If he was a bad player, it's like, who cares, right? But when he's out there on the field, you see the potential for him to be a really good wide receiver. His potential is there. When he plays, he's really good. Mm-hmm. As far as pure route running, he's probably the best route runner on the 49ers, and it's probably not that close. Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe he needs to go back to 14. Debo needs to go back to 19. Let's stay away from number 1. That number seems to be pretty cursed right now. So let's put that in mothballs for a little while. Hopefully they can figure it out. But at this point, I think part of the reason too that, Mayoko didn't really say is that if he does have the surgery in the off season, maybe they try to rush that timetable to get him back at some point and don't give him the full ability to heal. If he's going to miss the entire season with this, they need to do it now, because if he's going to miss the entire season, let him miss the entire season. Let him have a full year to rehab this thing, because a full year from now is next year's training camp, which would put him right back in line to start gearing up anyway. So if he's going to do it, just do it. At this point, I'm not counting on Ricky Pearsall to do anything for the 49ers in 2026, which is a big reason why they brought Deebo Samuel back.
And drafted Stribling. I mean, it's clear they were aware.
I mean, Stribling just
risk.
looks like he's really good. Yeah. You know, I think that part of the reason why he didn't shine as much in college is the offense that was being run.
Right.
And you said that. I did a show with Wayne a couple of weeks ago, and I said right away, like, and this was expecting Pearsall to come back. I said, I think by week 7 or so, once he gets his feet in and everything, I said, I think Stribling is going to be wide receiver 2 at least. I understand where they line up and all that. I'm talking about options when it's time to throw the ball. I think he's going to be that good on this team. So I'm really excited for this kid. I can't wait for them to put pads on, though. That's when we're going to really see what he can do at the pro level.
And my thing is, if you watch the highlights of him, there's been some bad thrown balls his way, and he just goes up and plucks it out of the air.
He tracks it. He tracks the ball so freaking well.
And the thing is, like, we always talk about hand size with quarterbacks and stuff, right? Deshaun Stribling has 10-inch hands, like bigger hands than Trent Williams does. So he's got paws, man. He's going to go up there and grab that shit. I love a wide receiver that will go up and attack the ball and catch it with his hands, because those are the type, one of my criticisms of Deebo Samuel, which he's really good a lot of times, but a lot of times he'll let the ball get into his body. And that's when he has the drops, right? When he tries to trap it against his body. Those shoulder pads are going to bounce. You know what I mean? You're going to get a lot of bounce off the chest plate of the shoulder pad, and that's an issue. But like Stribling just goes up and just boom, hands just right there and just plucks it out of the air. I think that's a really good skill to have. I think he's going to be a better pass catcher than people think. And if he can get out into the open, I mean, he ran a 4.36. He's not slow. So you're talking about a guy who is fast and, might not have the short area quickness that some of the guys have, but he has long speed. So if you get him on, like an in-breaking route and he has space in front of him, good luck, dude. And I think we're going to have a good time watching him. I think he's going to contribute a lot more than some of these other rookies have.
That part. Yep. Well said.
I'm excited for the addition to see what Stribling can do. I was going to say something totally lost my train of thought. Going through some of these comments. Steve says, can we start a petition to dig into the 49ers medical staff? What are they hiding? Why is everyone getting hurt?
It's Dustin Perry. He's been there the entire time. Fire his ass and get him out of there.
If you guys didn't catch the joke, Tony Farmer, or whatever the hell his name is, started a petition to look into Kyle Shanahan's car accident and get the footage released. They think it's fishy that the Palo Alto Police Department won't release the footage when it's their standard operating procedure to not release the footage unless you are an involved party, law enforcement, attorney, or insurance. So
that guy's
a random person
grifter, dude.
On X,
he's an idiot.
Isn't going to be privy. If you don't fall in any of those categories, you're not going to get the police footage.
I'm almost mad you even said his name. This guy is a fucking loser. He is a loser, like to the 100th power. Just absolutely terrible. This guy needs a fucking hobby. I hope that he's not married, and that would explain a lot of like why he has so much free time. Like, dude, do something. Like, you don't have a family. Like, what the fuck is your deal? And like to not even acknowledge why Shanahan addressed things with the media when he did is beyond me. And I don't follow this guy. I don't go looking for it. It's in the group chats all the time. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? People are sending us clips and everything. Look, can we address this? Can we go ahead and just talk about this Kyle Shanahan accident really quick?
Real quick, though. I do remember what I was going to say. Just real quick, going back to Stribling, and then we'll get to this. I said in the group chat, when I see Stribling, I see a younger or a faster, maybe smaller Nico Collins. That's who I see. And then I was scrolling on X and I saw fucking Kurt Benkert said the same thing. And I'm like, shit, this guy's got the worst takes. Never mind. Scratch that.
I don't think Kurt Benkert is that bad, dude.
He's got some bad takes.
Worse.
But
there's way worse, bro.
For sure, there's worse.
Two-head Acho is the worst. Two-head Acho.
No,
and
you're right.
Ryan, I'm a victim. Clark is way worse.
I should just say he sees like the next Hall of Famer in every player. So
I think he's just like an overly positive type dude.
for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he just said I don't see him really throwing shade at anybody. But
yeah, but that's who I see. That's who I see in him. Okay, let's get into this car accident. Last Saturday morning, the 49ers put out this post on X. Let me open it up in a new tab. So I'm sure you guys have all seen it by now, but San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan was involved in a car accident last week where he suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Coach Shanahan will participate in team activities on a limited basis at the start of training camp while he recovers. Coach Shanahan and the 49ers organization would like to sincerely thank all first responders involved for their efforts and care. Assistant head coach Chris Furster, along with team coordinators, will handle head coach responsibilities during this period. And mind you, this was about 3 hours before John Lynch was scheduled to have a press conference for the start of training camp. So they put this out there. Obviously, we know what's happened since.
Normally at the start of the training camp, it's Kyle and John.
Correct.
So they wanted to get ahead of why Kyle wasn't going to be present at that point in time. Yeah.
Good point. So then it comes out. I had seen Tim Kawakami, which I know half of you guys have probably blocked, so you didn't see it, that he had posted at like 8 a.m. Saturday morning. I'm expecting some news to come out later this morning. I thought it had to do with Brandon Ayuk and his possible release. But no, he had some inkling of what happened with Kyle Shanahan. We find out then that I believe 11 days earlier was when the crash had actually occurred. So then it turned into this whole hoopla as to why wasn't I called directly about Kyle Shanahan the minute he got in a car accident and told personally from him. Like it turned into this whole thing as to why the hell did it wait? Why did the Niners, bury this? What happened? Blah, 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 blah. I personally didn't find an issue with it. There's nothing that people needed to know between the day he got in the accident and the day that training camp started. They only addressed it because people were going to see he wasn't there. He couldn't give the press conference. He wasn't going to be out in practice for the full period. So I am totally fine with them releasing it. It's his private medical issues. I saw people comparing this to like Mitch McConnell or Lindsey. It's like, he's not an elected official. He's a coach of a NFL team. He's not even a player. At least the players, I can understand there's like certain protocols of what needs to be reported and yada, yada. I don't think that works for coaches. That applies to coaches, at least correct me if I'm wrong. And then, it spurned this whole conspiracy theories where they're hiding something. I saw people yesterday saying that, I know, what's up with this 21-year-old girl he hit? I bet you anything they're hiding that he was having a relationship with her and they're having an affair, and that's why they tried so hard to bury it. I'm sorry, what? And when somebody asks this person, what are you talking about? He's in the NFL. NFL players and coaches beat their wives all the time. I'm sorry, what? He got into a car accident. And I'll shut up after this, but like maybe the confusion and the controversy was that the initial reporting was that it wasn't Kyle's fault. It was the other driver that was at fault. And he had his phone in his hand, but he wasn't cited. It wasn't deemed to be, texting or anything like that. And then Kyle made a point to call these beat writers into his office and correct the record and say, no, I was at fault. My phone was on my lap. It slipped onto the floor. I went to get it. When I looked up, my airbag was exploding in my face. He had 40 stitches on his head, almost lost his eye, broke his hand, had a severe concussion, and I think broke some ribs, if I remember correctly. So it was a pretty serious car accident. So maybe that's why the conspiracy theories and the anger and the need to delve into it more came up. I'll pass over to you guys.
Well, let me, before Matt jumps in, let me jump in and say this really quick. I was not upset with people when we found out that it happened 11 days ago that we didn't hear about it, right? Like Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers, this is, this is a top 10 franchise in the United States of all sports teams, not just NFL. of all sports teams, this is a top 10 organization. And to hear that their head coach got into a serious accident, I wasn't upset with people saying, well, how did we not hear about that earlier? That's not the part that bothered me. That I think that's a normal question to ask. How are we just now finding out about this? Like Tony Romo got pulled over and the videos were online the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like the sobriety test and all that kind of stuff. Right. But that's a pullover thing. And that's different than a car accident. So
criminal.
I do get that. But I'm not upset with anyone who was wondering sincerely, how do we just find out like such an important figure in sports was in a serious accident and we're just finding out about it. That didn't bother me. It was the digging. And you were saying that it was reported that the young lady was involved or was at fault. It wasn't necessarily reported. This was people requesting the documentation from all these different outlets, and they found that it blamed her. That's when Kyle decided to make the phone call for all the beat writers to come into a little room, and Kyle was going to address it. And it was said that he wanted to clear the young lady's name. She did not do it. I have not communicated with her because I think it's weird for a 50-year-old man to be talking to a 21-year-old. So I've been communicating with her father, and we want to make sure that her name is clear. That's why he even called the meeting with the beat writers in the first place. He wasn't going to address it with them at all. And during that meeting with the beat writers, if you guys haven't seen Grant Cohn, I give him a lot of shit, but he did a really, really good episode with his father where he was basically going through how that meeting went. And he was saying like part of the concussions is that Kyle just starts crying. Like he just starts crying out of nowhere. And he was like, he cried for about 20 minutes of this meeting. Like he would be talking, then you hear his voice, his eyes would start watering, and he's like dabbing his eyes, like trying to get the tears out. He would get composure and then keep talking, right? It was a very, very good. I don't ever tell people to go watch Grant Cohn stuff, but you guys should see that episode with him and Lowell, his father. It was a really, really good episode that they did. So if you guys haven't seen it, go check that out. But it was the only reason they addressed it was to clear that young woman's name. That was a mistake. That was a clerical mistake. And we want to clear that up so people aren't trying to find out who she is, trying to dox this young lady and start blaming her for shit before it gets there. Like he wanted to get ahead of it. So kudos to Kyle for doing that. Not necessary, not required by him, but it was the right thing to do. So I wanted to give Kyle his props for that.
And he promised her dad that he would do his best to keep her out of the media and all of the drama that comes with that. Matt, eager to get your thoughts on this. I've seen you going back and forth with some dummies on X.
Yeah, so listen, I don't even blame the 49ers for, or any of the reporters that kind of knew, or anybody else for not saying anything. First and foremost, it should be about the recovery of the people involved. Kyle Shanahan and the other young lady who were involved in the crash. She wasn't hurt necessarily seriously. He was. And the nature of celebrity and the nature of everything is this, right? If they would have came out day one and said all this stuff, these idiots still would have been digging into it. They still would have been like, well, was he drunk? Well, was he on subs? I could see Kyle Shanahan drinking. The inference to DUI. Like you said, Zach, there are a couple of stupid fucking dummies. One actually responded to something that I said on X or whatever. And I pointed out, I was like, are you the same one that tried to insinuate that Kyle Shanahan and the girl that he hit had known each other prior to the accident? You're that person? That's you? Like, where are you getting this? So I could see that because they would have been knocking down his door day one, trying to get an interview with him, trying to do interview requests and all that stuff while he's still got stitches in his face and like trying to recover and stuff. Even this far after it, like you said, Grant Cohn does this whole little thing with his dad after going to that closed door meeting, and Kyle Shanahan has a hard time keeping composure because of the concussion. Like, why are people shocked that you gave the coach who was involved in an accident in a serious way time to try to heal a little bit from that accident before, if this had happened in June, they wouldn't have said shit until way later. Yeah. The only reason why they came out with it after 11 days is because you can't go into training camp and not have Kyle Shanahan there and have people go, where the fuck's the coach? Yeah. If this was May, wouldn't have heard nothing. Wouldn't have even been a thing. And people don't understand that this isn't like some conspiracy. Why didn't the reporter say anything? Well, because they have a working professional relationship with this human being. And they were like, you know what? We're going to use discretion and allow them to let everybody know when the time is right for them, not necessarily for me. And they talk about Adam Schefter and all that. I guarantee you that they worked out a deal with Adam Schefter. Hey, you get to break this news. You get to be like the big reporter that breaks this news nationally. Just don't say shit right now. And again, it turns into ever since COVID. I mean, honestly, for as long as people have been alive, right? JFK, Bigfoot, the moon landing, whatever. Flat Earth. People just like conspiracies. It's a fucking car accident, people. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Well,
I think that everybody was doing Kyle Shanahan a solid, and it doesn't have to be anything nefarious. They didn't say anything about the accident for 11 days, 12 days, whatever. But you notice that when they found out about the clerical error, because these people dug, and that's the one thing that they actually did was bring that to light, that Kyle Shanahan immediately came out and was like, no, it wasn't her fault. It was my fault. And people are still like, well, why aren't that person that Zach mentioned has a tweet out right now about, hey, I made this article free for 36 hours. After that, it's going behind a paywall on my Substack. Come and read this shit. It's a grift, people. It's a grift. And that coward won't say anything outright. He will insinuate without actually saying it so that he has deniability. And then he'll let the low IQ, mouth-breathing, short bus riding motherfuckers in our fan base to go out and say the shit for him. And then he'll go, wow, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, I can see it. But then it's not my opinion. I didn't say it. I'm just investigating. I'm just doing an investigation. I just want people to know the truth. It's a fucking grift.
Yeah.
He's a con artist. And he's drumming up this shit in people. And of course, like, we have great people in our fan base. That's great. We also have some real fucking dummies.
Some lint lickers out there for sure.
I'm telling you, man. Some crayon chewing, paint licking, idiotic motherfuckers. And those are the people that he's preying on so that he can pay his bills with his X, whatever. With his X revenue. Whatever $38 is going to be. But he did the same thing with the Rossini thing. He's done it with other things where
Matt Miller.
Like, well, what's the real truth here?
Yeah.
It's a grift, people.
Someone in the chat earlier said something about they created a 49ers group chat on X. I don't know who that person was. Then they posted a link to it. If you can add me to that, my handle is right here. So if you see it, add me to it. I don't know how much I'll contribute, but I'll definitely watch. There it is right there. So if you can DM me the link or something like that, just send it to me. I'll check it out. And while we're on
Mike,
the whole
Collie, we said the name earlier. We're not going to say it again. I don't want to give him any oxygen to breathe. I'm not going to point people to his page. I'm not going to post anything that he's posting. If you want to go look through my replies, he's replied to me a couple of times.
Yeah.
Between him and eviscerating Vish all night last night, I'm a little tired of dealing with bullshit, to be honest.
Blaming 49ers PR. Oh my God. Dude, don't even get me fucking
He
started.
called it a PR disaster for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm
how's
sorry.
that a disaster? It's a car accident, dude. And by the way, when erroneous information was released, the coach came out despite his injuries and despite not being in the best state and corrected it because it was that important to him. So where is the PR disaster?
Right.
Seems like more of a PR disaster on, I think California Highway Patrol controls the state collision reports because they're the ones that entered the erroneous information. So
Actually,
it's a PR disaster for them.
Yeah. I
Because
can't remember.
Kyle Shanahan has the report that Santa Rosa police gave him or Palo Alto police, whoever it was. I think it was Palo Alto or Santa Rosa? Palo Alto,
I think.
So he has a report that lists him as like the faulty driver or whatever. And then when it was uploaded to the state, the collision report is a different, division or agency than Palo Alto police. They don't control that. They report it to the state agency. The state agency posts it. They're the ones that made the mistake.
Yeah.
So like people are like, well, why didn't he correct it right off the bat? Because he didn't know.
Right. He had no idea.
He has the police report. Why would he go looking through the state collision report? Did they upload that right? Nobody fucking does that. Nobody does that.
It's impossible to even get a report as it is.
Right. So they came out immediately and corrected that. You know, again, it's to give discretion and grace to a person that you have a professional working relationship with, both from the team, both from the reporters, from everything else. Because if Kyle Shanahan is still having a hard time making it through a practice, making it through a little meeting with beat reporters without crying or getting emotional, is unable to listen to loud music, imagine what he was like the day of the accident. You know, Chris Sims said that like he was close to losing an eye. Now, is that hyperbole or not? I don't know. You know, I would hope not, coming from a friend of Kyle Shanahan, but like 40 stitches on his face, needed a plastic surgeon so that he doesn't look like, you know, Frankenstein's monster.
Grant
still
said,
has the left hand break, has the ribs. Just overall, just not in a state where he's going to be able to answer questions. And if they would have said this and said, hey, at this time, try to respect coach's privacy. You know, as soon as they're like, try to respect people's privacies, what's the one thing they never fucking do? Respect people's privacy.
Right.
They would have been breaking down his door, trying to contact his wife, trying to contact all of his friends, trying to contact the team to
trying
try
to find
get
who
all these answers.
the lady was to talk to her.
Right.
Grant said that from what he was told by Kyle Shanahan, when he reached down to get his phone from that fell, the visor and the garage door opener is actually what cut his eye. And he said that it kind of went over his eyelid. So he didn't think it was too much of a stretch to say that he could have lost his eye because it was the metal part.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a
that
different
cut it
spot,
open.
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, inches. We're probably talking about inches.
Someone posted a picture of Kyle in his car. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. And he's driving the Tesla. He's got the one with like the smaller steering wheel. So I'm assuming it's like the autonomous one. I don't know.
Probably like the Model
me.
X.
And if they show the visor, he's got like 2 or 3 garage door openers on there. So, I mean, yeah. If that's all the same, that's a lot of metal and hard plastic that's right at eye level. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Mike, comments for you.
Who was worse for Mike yesterday, Vish or the dude that would curb stomp him?
That dude couldn't curb stomp him.
I don't know who the dude was, but the funny
guy.
thing is, all these people that live in the city he said he lives in, where he was like, oh, come find me. Like, people hit me up right away. Shout out to Tanya, who was in the chat, or she was at least earlier, was like, I got people out here. You want us to go find? Like, no, I don't want harm done to the guy. Like, I that's not what I want. But he blocked me, so I didn't even get to see his trash talk. Like, what a pussy move.
No,
like,
hey, Mike, I said it in the 49ers Hive chat, the one that you weren't part of. I was like, dude, I live not too far from Oceanside. I'm business. We can do business. If we want to.
That's what I'm saying. Like don't talk shit to people that you don't like. It's just the weirdest thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? But and then the thing with Vish, I said that people are like saying like really stupid things for clicks and engagement. And I don't get it. And then he responded with me like, oh, well, your profile says you're a social media influencer. I'm sure you do the same thing. Wrong. I don't post when I'm going live. You won't see clips on my X account of me talking unless I'm retweeting something that someone else did. I don't promote my own shows. Like, I don't do self-promotion. That's not what I do. I do my shows, and if you follow, you follow. If you don't, you don't. Now, maybe I should change it and start going live from my X when we're doing these things. Maybe it'll get a little bit more engagement. I have no idea, but I'm not wired that way. Part of my fault since we started Nothing But Niners that I don't promote. That was Nick's thing. Nick was excellent at promoting and tagging and posting. I don't do that shit. I just want to talk. And if you find the channel, you find the channel. I don't give a shit. So, and then Fish ended up following me. So if I had to say who was worse, it was the block curb stomp guy, because he didn't even let me finish engaging with him. So, yeah.
Yeah. Just really, really dumb take, in my opinion.
Vish didn't follow me. Sad.
Well, you guys went back and forth for a while, right?
Yeah, and he just had this circular argument that made no sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know if people think I'm like the typical person who's just going to get mad or whatever. I'm just like, I'm going to point out the dumb shit you're saying. And it doesn't make me mad that you're saying it, but I'm gonna point it out and I'm gonna like dig my heels in. And when you move the goalpost, I'm gonna be like, no, you moved the goalpost. Now you're talking about something different. We need to go back to like what you're addressing here. And you try to post like definitions and shit. Someone said Vish is like 17 years old. Motherfucker, that dude's like 38. I don't know how Vish is.
I don't know.
He's probably in his 20s.
I don't know any. I don't know much about him at all. And it's
20s.
not a knock. It's not
fine.
a knock.
Vish, the person, I don't know, so I can't really say. Does Vish think he's better than me? I don't know. I don't really care. He can think he's better than me if he wants to, but like what he was saying was wrong.
Right.
What he was saying was not rooted in reality. What he was saying was the same insinuation type thing that a lot of the conspiracy theorists were saying. The team didn't know anybody's shit to say anything about the accident. They really didn't. They didn't have to say anything. They didn't owe it to anybody. It wasn't controlling a narrative. That's what he was saying, controlling a narrative. And I'm like, in the common vernacular, controlling a narrative means that they're actively trying to hide something or like hold facts to like paint a different picture of whatever. But Kyle Shanahan came out as soon as it was like, oh, the lady was at fault. He was like, no, it was me. Hand up. It was me. That's not controlling a narrative. And he was like, well, the definition of narrative can include facts. And I'm like, maybe the classic one, but definitely not in the current vernacular and not in the way that you were meaning it. You know, the facts never changed. He was in a car accident. They didn't say anything. Doesn't matter if they said anything day one or when they did. He was still in the accident. He still had the injuries. It was still his fault. Whatever. Like, I don't know what the conspiracy is here that everybody's looking for. And I'm like, dude, what you're doing is the same shit. Not to the level that people who are insinuating DUI, but saying like, what's going on here? Like, why didn't they do that? It's a little suspicious. Like, not suspicious at all, man. They made a discretionary choice. That's all it was.
I felt like that PR post was trying to cling to the attention that guy was getting from that. And that's why I made the post that I made to Vish. But while we're on conspiracy theories, this has nothing at all to do with football. I see all kinds of funny stuff, and somebody shared something in my family group chat, and I got to present it to you guys. Right? So this woman is in her kitchen, and she has a full chicken. Now, it's not alive. It's a plucked, like ready to roast or cook chicken. Okay? And she shows a body. And she says, why do we think that this is what this would look like if we just added skin to it, right? And the chicken did not look like the chicken that we know it to look like with feathers and shit, right? Okay. She says this is her conspiracy theory. So why don't we think that the Tyrannosaurus Rex bones are bones of a dragon? Hear me out. So they showed like the wings, and the wings are super small, but we know that chicken's wings are bigger with the feathers and all that than what it shows. So she had the chicken, and then she had like an AI graphic of make this chicken look like a dinosaur, and it had little arms. She was like, so if you look at the T-Rex and the long tail, the big head, and the little arms, wouldn't those just be wings? Why is this not a dragon? And I have not been able to stop thinking about that since she showed that post. Like, is it possible that the T-Rex is actually a dragon? Like, or the little arms for the wings, like to expand? And I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there to you guys. I am someone who is always entertained by conspiracy theories. This one got me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It got me. I just want to know your thoughts on it.
I mean, chickens are flightless birds, so like, of course they're.
That's not true. Chickens can fly.
They can't fly. They cannot.
Chickens can.
They can glide.
Yes,
they can glide. They can't fly.
They get up.
No, they do not fly. They do not fly.
I've seen
chickens do not fly.
They don't fly long, and they don't fly well, but chickens can fly. I'm telling you that they can.
Not
fly.
in the listen.
Not in the way,
bird sense. Not in the way that like normal birds can fly. I'm talking
correct.
Like they can hover and get off the ground, but they're not. They're technically flightless birds because they don't technically fly.
Yeah.
If you put wings on a T-Rex, it would be a flightless dragon. It would not be a flighted bird at all. So I get it because common thoughts on dinosaurs have gone from they were lizards to their like bird predecessors or whatever. But I like this comment. Papa J, you're absolutely right. Chickens can fly as much as Michael Jordan can fly. Michael Jordan can glide distances too. Okay. He can't really
This is-
fly.
All right. I love you guys. I just want to throw it out there. Zach, you're being extremely quiet.
Listen,
Come on.
Chickens,
T-Rex
chickens
dragon,
can
yes
fly.
or no? Come on, man.
Here, for all my video game heads out there, chickens can fly the same way Mario can glide with the little raccoon tail. Okay.
If you just Google "can chickens fly," it says yes. I'm just telling you what it says. It says chickens can fly, but are only in short, clumsy bursts rather than long distances. That's all I was saying. And I like what you said, Matt, that if the T-Rex did have it, it would be a flightless dragon.
So what's
But if
the
there were
question?
wings there.
How do we not know that a T-Rex is a dragon?
Well, yes, like if the little arms don't like.
And
How would that
by the way,
dinosaur
Mike,
be so dominant with those little arms? I think that
here's my
maybe it was-
caveat to the chicken thing too. It's only wild chickens, by the way. Domestic chickens are too fat to
Yes.
fly.
Yeah, that part is true. Yes,
Only
I do know
wild
that. That part
chickens.
is true.
Okay, I want to make that clear. The chickens that we eat, the chicken that lady probably plucked, too fat to fly.
100%, absolutely. I agree.
I would also imagine it has, I don't know, something to do with weight. I mean, what's the biggest thing that can fly out there?
Because ostriches can't fly.
I mean, you even look at a pterodactyl, at least what we think they were like. They're smaller, they're aerodynamic. There's nothing about a T-Rex that says to me it could fly. I do understand. I get what you mean, because I've seen articles of people bury like dog bones, or they bury like elephant bones, and they have like a scientist come and recreate it based on what they thought it was, thinking it was like an old fossil, and they draw this like crazy sketch of like some Tasmanian tiger or some shit looking, like, and in reality it's just an elephant, or it's just like a dog, like. So I get what you mean, Mike. I get what I get the question.
Yeah, it was just fun. It was just something fun to bring a little bit of, I guess, brevity to the conversation. All right. I wish I could find that post. I wanted to share it with you guys, but I can't find it. Like, I thought it was hilarious when I saw it, man. I was like, oh my God, what if she's right? But with the pterodactyls, like you said, they also have like the thin bones that extend. You know what I'm saying?
Like bat wings.
Right. And so the simple question would be, are T-Rex bones hollow? Like, hollow bones are why birds can fly. They have the bones, but they're hollow. And so they're, the density and all that stuff. And that's what gives them. But that, that's it. Yeah. All right. That's all I got.
All in all, we're all happy that Kyle Shanahan is okay.
Yep.
He's still dealing with the concussion symptoms. Hopefully he's back within the next, few weeks or so, and back on the sideline, back to coaching, and glad nobody was seriously injured.
Honestly, as long as he makes it by week 1, that's all that matters. Clay Kubiak can call the offensive plays for the preseason. That's what he's going to do anyway, so doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree there. Are we trading for Vita Vea?
Oh,
Probably not. I think that trade already happened, and his name's Osa Odigizua.
Yeah, right. At a much cheaper contract and a younger age than what Vita Vea is going to want at 31 years old, and he wants a new deal.
Okay.
Would be cool, though.
Now, do you guys buy into, like, is this part of the negotiation? Like, he
I
just
think
wants
so.
a new deal?
I think it's most likely
Yeah.
he doesn't get moved at all. But then again, they're dealing with it with Baker too, and Baker's like fucking pissed off, and he's like, it's extremely disrespectful. I told him as soon as training camp gets here, I'm done negotiating for the season. They're trying to screw over their franchise guy. So maybe they're just not good at negotiating with their star players.
Here's what I would say. Vita Vea at his position is a much better player than Baker at his position.
Yeah, but I think you could survive without Vita Vea. Could they survive without Baker?
Probably.
With who?
I don't know. I don't.
Next year.
Well,
I don't
I'm talking
know
about
about
this
that.
year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Baker's going to play. That's the thing.
Yeah, true. And they could always tag him.
Right.
I say, now hear me out. Save the picks, save the money. Wait a year or two. Go get Tristan Wirfs. Maybe he's up for a deal, and maybe he is having negotiation problems there. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah, you never know. We will see. Time will tell.
Yeah.
I have another question for you guys. Back to, Niners who are on the roster. So with Debo coming back,
Yes.
right, and then Bosa coming back from injury, we can get into it if you want, but
I already said
who
it. Go
has-
get Jake Moody. Go get him.
No, that's not where I'm going. Bosa and Debo, who has contributed more to the success of the 49ers during their career here?
Bosa. I think
I would
Bosa's
also
had
say
more
Bosa, to be honest.
consistent. Debo peaked, and then it was kind of downhill from there. Bosa's been pretty level.
Are you sure about that? I'm not. I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer, but I may have done more for the Niners than what Bosa has at their respective positions. Obviously, they play different positions completely, but I don't know. I don't know the answer. I feel like Bosa's injured every other year type of thing, and when Debo was here for at least 2 seasons, he was 1,000-yard guy, right? Like he multiple touchdowns and
To be
playmaking.
fair,
I don't know. I don't know.
To be fair, Bosa has been injured in 2 seasons, both with torn ACLs early. Other than that, he's played.
I want to say he's had double-digit
no,
sacks every year.
He had a core injury 1 year also, didn't he? Wasn't that with us? That wasn't just in college. He had a
Core
year.
injury.
Yeah.
No, he had the core
2
muscle injury in
ACLs
college. He missed 2020 and he missed 2025.
Otherwise, he's been healthy.
Otherwise, he's played 14 or more games in every season that he's been here, except for 2020 and last year when he tore his ACLs both seasons.
And his production was.
He's got 64 and a half sacks in about 5 seasons worth.
Okay. All right. Just throwing it out there. Just wanted to know what you guys thought. Chat, let us know what you guys think. I feel like Debo's contributions when he was contributing in a major way were just like through the roof. And so that's why it was a tough thing for me to answer right away.
Debo has 1,000-yard receiving seasons and only 2 seasons with over 1,000 scrimmage yards.
Right. I said he had the 2 years with 1,000 plus.
Right.
Yeah.
Nick Bosa, to his credit, has 3 seasons of double-digit sacks, and then the other 2 he was at 9 apiece.
Right. Okay. All right. And it's not just sacks, run stopping,
Not accounting for
tackles
pressures,
for loss and all
tackles,
that. Yeah. Okay.
He's led tackles for loss in almost every season that he's been here. So
Okay.
he's up
All
near
right.
the top.
I saw, by the way, just random. I sent you guys a private chat message. I saw a video from Guy Haberman, and he was talking about Ricky Pearsall and Mike Evans and Ricky Pearsall's injury. And he made a good point that as good as Ricky Pearsall has been for the 49ers since he's been on the field, that hasn't translated to the red zone. He only has 1 red zone target out of 200 red zone snaps or something like that. 0 touchdowns in the red zone. Now they have Mike Evans, who I think can be that Devontae Adams type player that he was for the Rams last year. How much do you expect Evans and now Debo coming back to improve the 49ers red zone offense, which, by the way, was pretty good last year when Purdy was in there? It's not like it took a fall off without Debo or Ricky not being effective in the red zone.
I mean, I think Evans alone is going to make the 49ers really good in the red zone. And not just for Evans. He's going to free things up for everybody else. Because if you got to worry about 6'5" Evans going up and mossing everybody, then that opens up things for George Kittle. It opens up things for Christian McCaffrey. It opens up things for everybody else. So, Stribling, who will go attack a ball with his hands, right? Is some of those ones in the back of the end zone, right? Not necessarily like a pure 50-50 fade route or whatever, but some of the ones that you have to pluck that's going to potentially go kind of like a half throwaway. You know what I mean? Like the ones where it's like, well, if he's not getting it at the back of the end zone, nobody's going to get it. Does he pull 1 or 2 of those down? Because he's in single coverage because of Mike Evans. So I think they're going to be a lot better.
Yeah. Agreed. Mike, any other
Yeah,
thoughts?
no, I agree. I think our red zone efficiency jumps drastically, especially if Brock can stay healthy. I think we're going to go crazy this year. I know that we were this woe is me, oh man, here we go, another season with all the injuries and all that. But the Debo news kind of changes that, and my expectations for Stribling in particular. I think that 6'2" frame is going to pay immense dividends for the 49ers, especially in red zone and even goal line situations. I think it gives us a lot of options. I'm holding my breath on the whole Kittle thing. Outside of week one, we'll see what happens. But we have a lot of really, really good weapons in tight space. A lot of good weapons. I even think Debo could be one of those guys that catches a 1 yard pass and, first and goal from the 5. Debo catches the 1 yard pass with 2 blocks. We have a lot of options right now. And Kyle, if he can get his head clear, will be back in his bag. By the way, not to go all the way back to the Kyle thing, he said something else too. I saw this in the Grant thing, that this is his first concussion. And what Grant said was that Kyle was talking about, I'll be all right, I'll get back. But you could hear the fear in his voice. I've never had a concussion before. It's my first time. And he said something along the lines of it felt like Kyle was trying to convince himself as opposed to saying it with confidence. And so, when he said that, I immediately thought about the running back Javid Best. I don't know if you guys remember, he played for the Lions. He played a game against the Niners. He got a concussion, and that was literally the end of his NFL career.
I didn't even realize it was against the Niners.
Yeah, he never got back on the field. He was in the NFL for another 3 years and just kept going back on IR because he could not clear concussion protocol. And so that was something that threw a lot of caution to me. So hopefully Kyle does bounce back. Hopefully it's not as serious as what it could be. But just hearing all the symptoms and all that stuff, it was something that I thought about. But if Kyle can get back, if he can't get back, I do think that we'll see a difference. You know what I mean? I think that he can help put game plans and all that kind of stuff together, but play calling responsibilities will not be his if he can't get back in the booth. You know what I'm saying? And I know he's on the sideline, so I'm just saying that as a statement. If he can't get back, we could see a difference in the way this offense looks, and we're going to need the defense to really, really help us out.
Last point I saw, and we were kind of joking about it in the chat, after we found out he was okay, what if this changes Kyle for the better? What if this prevents him from getting in his own thoughts when they're up 10 points in the Super Bowl or in a playoff game? It's that little part of that Kyle senses that tingle. It's going to get blocked. This
Knock some sense into him.
Yeah. This is a superpower now. He's not going to go full autistic Kyle. He's going to be normal Kyle, and he's going to call the right plays. So you never know. Never know. Yeah.
I think getting Debo back is going to allow him to do some different things on the offensive side of the ball. I think they were comfortable with letting Debo go when they realized how versatile Christian McCaffrey's usage could actually be. And so they were like, you know what, we don't need Debo lining up in the backfield more. I think they realized that hampered things and it kind of gave plays away. If Debo's in the backfield, just play him. He never faked it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that all that is going to play into this and how effective Kyle can be this year. So, yeah.
All right. That's going to do it for tonight's show. Unless you guys, go ahead.
I got one more thing. I saw a post about George Kittle acting. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me try to find it and send it to you guys. Hold on. George Kittle is supposed to be doing some kind of movie or show. Hold on. Let me try to find it. Oh, was it in the Nothing But Niners chat? Was it something that was sent to me on WhatsApp? Give me a couple of seconds. Oh, shit. Where is it? Where's my text messages? Here we go. Here we go. Here it is. I'm going to copy it and send it to you guys if you guys want to share it. Oh, God, I hope this isn't fake because I didn't do any research behind it. I just sent it in the WhatsApp chat. Nexus Point News posted 49ers tight end George Kittle will make his acting debut. There it is. In Dinosaurs of the Wild West, an 8-part Frontier series from Luke Spark, creator of Primitive War. I don't know what any of this shit is, but I want to get your guys' thought. By the way, he's riding a dinosaur pterodactyl or T-Rex dragon.
I'm sure it'll be something silly, but that's all right. Doesn't need to be good.
Guest
Not
role
like
or
we
something.
need him to be an Oscar award-winning actor or anything.
Right.
if it's fun for him, then that's what it is, man.
Getting ready for the next stage of his career when he hangs it up.
Right.
Building some connections. Maybe he met some directors at the Taylor Swift wedding. Some producers there.
Yeah, maybe. We know that he's into wrestling heavy and all that. Do you guys worry about stuff like this distracting players from getting to what they need to focus on? Because I've always been a proponent of let them live their lives in the offseason. Who cares what they do as long as they focus when it's time? I don't take George Kittle as the type of person to get distracted by stuff.
Nah, he loves football too much.
I think at this stage of his career too, if we were talking about a first or second year guy, I could see the argument. But at this stage in his career, he knows what he has to do to go out there and play well.
Yeah. Well, and it's not like he's not pushing for week 1 as well.
Right.
So it's not like he's sandbagging or anything. He's trying to get out there. So
interesting.
It happens with all of them.
And that's all I've got. I have nothing else. I saw that, and I immediately thought of Vernon Davis talking about his Captain Torpedo. That was long. I think he was with the Washington Commanders when that happened, actually.
I'm thinking of him on ESPN where they tell him, you can act, and then he starts crying, fake crying, and it was bad, man.
All right. But that's it. That's all I got, man. Nothing else for me.
All right. Well, Mike, I'm sure the folks already know. Please let them know where to find you, find premium 49ers content. Now that the season is ramping up, tomorrow's the last day of a month without football for like 5 months. Feels good.
Yeah, guys, if you guys aren't already there, patreon.com/NB9ERS. We will be live I'm going to try to do this. Every show that's on YouTube will be on Nothing But Niners Patreon as well. A lot of people don't want to pay for Sunday ticket. I just heard that, is it YouTube Premium or YouTube TV or something like that, is getting the ESPN and NFL package now? Or is it just NFL Network, or is it the
NFL Network's
package?
going to ESPN, so then ESPN is going they're all marrying them together, it sounds
like. But that's something you got to pay for. There's a cheaper option if you guys want to watch Niners games on game day. It's patreon.com/NB9ERS. Get there. We'll be bling blinging. We'll be out here supporting those of you who support this. I don't, but this will be me right here. So make sure you guys get there. Bonus content and all that stuff. And then if you guys are watching on the 49ers Hive channel, make sure you guys come over and subscribe to the Nothing But Niners channel on YouTube. And if you're watching on the Nothing But Niners YouTube page, come and subscribe to my guys over here on 49ers Hive. They do a lot of good work.
Appreciate you, Mike. Go subscribe, guys. Patreon.com/NB9ERS. By the way, I see Jordan Schultz posted that the Commanders had interest in bringing back Deebo Samuel, but he ultimately chose the 49ers over the Commanders. So suck that, you commies. And on that note, Matt, please carry us out.
Yeah, listen, weird start to training camp, weird start to the season, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be a good one. So join us here for content throughout the season. We're back. It's going to be coming hot, heavy, and regular all the time. So join Mike, join Zach, join myself as we hopefully have a great season of 49ers football. So that being said, we cannot do this without you guys. We appreciate your love, your support. So until next time, go Niners.